Greetings, authors. Welcome back to another edition of Self-Publishing Insiders. My name is Jim Azevedo, and I have the good fortune of leading the marketing department here at Draft Digital. We have kind of a special episode for you today. Let me start it by saying this. This is just kind of my opinion here, and I believe that truly great companies can be measured by several factors. Of course, there's their innovation. There are the products and services that great companies offer. But another undeniable factor is the competence of their customer support team. Are they patient? Are they articulate? Are they experts? Are they responsive? We've long been extremely proud of our customer support team, as we truly believe that they help set Draft Digital apart from others in the industry. That's why I'm thrilled to introduce Tara Robinette. She's the lady that's responsible for building the industry's best customer support team. So welcome, Tara. So good to have you back.
Thanks, guys. It's so good to be here.
We're happy to have you. And of course, there on the bottom of the screen is our friend and colleague, Mark Leslie Lefebvre. Welcome back to the show, Mark.
Thank you. And I'm here to represent authors. I'm wearing my author garb today to just kind of look up at Tara and go, thank you so much for everything you do. I mean, to support us authors, but also I switched my jacket to support the D2D team in general. Amazing the work you guys do. We take all the credit for it because we're the public face. Yeah, but you guys do all of this amazing work
with us.
You guys are on the front lines, and yeah. And Mark, we almost don't recognize you without your blazer on.
I could go add a blazer just so I look like an author and a D2D guy. So, all right.
Yeah, you're good to go. So, before we talked about this episode and what the topic would be, did he leave to go get his blazer? Mark has left the building to go get his blazer to look even more professional. So before we set up this episode, Tara sent me a bunch of ideas about, what are the most common, frequently asked questions from our authors. But then she also informed me that there are a lot of just misunderstandings, fact versus fiction, when it comes to what authors believe out there. So we thought it would be fun to do sort of a myth-busting session. Like, what are the facts? What's fiction? So shall we just jump into that and get moving?
I think so.
Can we sing?
You can sing, Mark. Go.
If there's something strange and you're really confused, who are you going to ask? That's what you guys say, Mythbusters.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Mythbusters.
We didn't know our part.
Yeah, we did not rehearse that before the session. Maybe we should have. All right. Drum roll. The first question we have has to do with coupons. Okay. So this is something I hear all the time, Tara. Smashwords coupons work everywhere. True or false?
False. False. It is a Smashwords coupon. It works at Smashwords. I didn't even realize that would be a question that came up until it came up, and it comes up a lot. Yes, I understand why there's confusion. You're putting a coupon into your book, and it does feel like it should be, wide. It should apply to the book, not the store, but it doesn't. It is a Smashwords coupon. So when you use a Smashwords coupon, expect your book to be discounted at smashwords.com only.
Okay. What is tripping up the authors? Is it because we have the promo price scheduling tool too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is what's tripping up the authors. The promo price scheduling is different. That is setting a discounted price on your book to all vendors wide. Anywhere that Draft Digital is sending your book, you are discounting the price of your book. So you can do a book-wide discount, but that's not the same as a Smashwords store coupon. Use your Smashwords store coupons to get ARC readers, to give away free books when you're trying, you're telling someone, read my book, leave me a review. Here's a coupon. You can get it for free. All I ask is review, leave me a review. That's where those Smashwords coupons come in really, really well. Also, if you've got some big newsletter blast that you're planning to send out, you can get a lot of readers to share email addresses in exchange for books. Smashwords coupons works great for that.
Nice. And Mark, you're an author, so do you use Smashwords coupons? And you can set them to private or public.
Yeah, I like doing the private ones, and particularly for people on my newsletter. And I can say, hey, I've got this new book out. Here's the price. And here it is. And here's my universal book link, books2read.com, with all the retailers, because I like making sure my stuff's available everywhere. I said, you can get it at whatever, 50% off or 99 cents or whatever it is. Use this link to Smashwords where, what happens is it's on the store, but it doesn't apply it. So you're not going to be beholden to the price matching on all the other retailers. What happens is the discount is taken at checkout, which means, and what Smashwords has been doing this from the very beginning and has never been an issue for price matching.
Great point. So, that is a great point.
But with the private one, obviously you have to give them the code and then they have to add it. But a public one means anyone who happens upon it in the Smashwords store. So it depends on how you want to do that. But either way, private or public, you're not violating those terms and conditions of the other stores that are going to price match.
Okay. So Smashwords coupons for the Smashwords store, the promo price scheduling tool for all the retailers.
Yeah.
And just to be extra super duper clear, can I use the promo price scheduling tool to also hit the Smashwords store?
The promo price tool discounts your price everywhere that Draft to Digital is sending your book. So yes, just don't duplicate.
Yes.
Don't set a promo price and at the same time a Smashwords coupon.
What happens if I do that?
Your book goes at the promotional price to Smashwords, and then whatever discount is added on top. So if you are setting a promo price of 99 cents for this week, and then you go and create a Smashwords coupon that drops your book by 50%, your book is now 50 cents.
Yeah.
The lowest you can go is 99 cents. So
actually, what happens, Tara, I believe, if it goes below 99 cents, it'll go to free, right?
Free. Absolutely right.
Because there is no price between 0 and 99.
You are absolutely correct. So now you've got a free book at Smashwords, 99 cents everywhere else.
Got it. Thanks for explaining that, because I think some authors do that inadvertently.
Can I pop up a question from Guillaume, who's regular, at these, been using our services for a long time. Hey, welcome back. But Guillaume says, I've never heard of the Smashwords coupon. So isn't it interesting that folks who have been using our system for a long time don't know about it? Would it be useful for me to quickly do a screen share and show someone how a Smashwords coupon works? Would that be useful?
Sure. Okay.
All right, let's see if I can do this. I've never done this live before. Drum roll, please. All right. So I'm going to go, I'm going to add share screen.
Okay.
Share screen. So
live
now
broadcasts.
I'm going to select the window, and the select the window is going to be, I have to find it of the 5 billion tabs I have.
Yeah.
I have to find.
Well, we can move on to the next question while you're finding it.
I do that. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
All right. Then here's the next.
Oh, I found it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Are you now seeing
Smashwords coupons? Yes, we are.
Okay. All right. So this is one of my books. It's $2.99. It's a creepy campfire tales, whatever. Got the ebook, the print book, audiobook promotion. So I'm on the promotion tab. And so, of course, I'm just going to scroll right down. So this would be scheduling an ebook promotional price, right? If I wanted to change the price at all the stores, I click that and it gives me the option of changing the price, for example, to 99 cents. It'll let me know what my royalties will be, etc. But that's not what I'm doing here. I want to see where it says we want to make a Smashwords coupon. You go to the coupon manager, and in the coupon manager, I can make a new coupon. So I'm going to make a new coupon, and I'm going to call it, we'll call it D2D Live. I can set an expiry date. So saying, okay, let's let this go till the end of the summer. And I can either make it private or not, checking that box. I can set an exact price, or I can set a discount percentage. And what I can do is, let's say I'm going to say 75% off. And then I can say, this is an interesting thing. I can have it unlimited, or I can say, hey, the first 10 people, right? The first 50 people.
And then it expires.
Yeah.
He sets it at 10. And then after the first 10 people use that coupon code, it automatically expires.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting. So it creates that sense of urgency, right? So you can do that. And then, so filter. Now, what I can do here is because it takes you to the grand tool, I can now say bumps in the night, and that's within my standalone books, I think. So Bumps in the Night is applied. I could apply it to multiple books, and it shows me there, right? And then all I have to do is generate the coupon. And so now, publicly, till the end of the year, this book will be listed and show and there's the coupon code. If I needed the coupon code, it is public. So that is just kind of to show you how relatively easy it is to make that. And I could have gone and said, hey, I want all my books 75% off. Celebrate the summer. The Smashword sale is over. Let's not, actually it's not over, but it's going to be over soon. Actually, it ends. Yeah, that coupon code, I think, ironically, that book was already 75% off in the Smashword sale. So once the Smashword sale is over, that coupon code will carry through for that book till the end of August.
Okay, thank you for that. Appreciate that, Mark. And that was a great illustration of how it works.
Thank you.
Okay, our second myth, paperback listings on Amazon. So customer question. D2D can force Amazon to change my paperback book listing page, right? Is that a myth or a fact?
That is a myth. That is a myth. What we can do, let's say you've made an update to your cover. What we can do is we can request that our printer rebroadcast the metadata feed. Basically reload the page. That's what we can do. But our printer and Amazon both ask that we allow 30 days for it to process naturally. It happens all the time. So authors get kind of antsy. It's not updating. It's not updating. I can't get in there and get involved for at least 30 days after you've pushed this update. If at that point the cover hasn't automatically reloaded, and 99.9% of the time it does, but if at that point it doesn't, I can request that the printer rebroadcast the metadata feed. And that's just basically doing a reset. Hey, here's all the files, set it back up. That's what I can do, but I can't force Amazon to do anything.
I don't think anybody can force Amazon to do anything.
I agree with you on that one. I can't force Amazon to do anything. I can politely ask.
Okay. So Tara's our superhero, but even her powers are limited with Amazon. I'm going to bring up did I click that? Oh yeah. That's
great way of putting it. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I brought that one up. I thought it was a perfect response to what Tara was just saying.
No, absolutely. I'm going to bring up a quick question from the audience here, because I have a tendency, as you all know, to just keep rambling on and forget to bring up questions from the audience. So here we go. From Peter Brickwood, 3204. I appreciate the question here, Peter. He says, hi, I see that it is possible to buy a print copy of a book, if available, from D2D, but will you be adding that feature to Smashwords anytime soon?
How funny that we talked about this as a company just yesterday.
That's right.
Just yesterday. Yeah, we all want that. That is something we are dying to get done. Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah, so I guess the bottom line answer there for you, Peter, is it's something that we want to do. It's kind of on the roadmap, but we don't have a date in mind for you. So stay tuned, I guess, is the best answer we can give you.
Can I suggest, Peter, that you email our support team or message the support team with a request saying, I would really love to be able to sell my print books on Smashwords, because we do know that just hearing anecdotally that authors want this does not work. But when Tara runs amazing reports on the tracking and the requests that are coming in, and that can be used when we're working with the project management team that manages the development resources, that, we can only do so many things at a time. It can prioritize that if we know a lot of authors want it. It's how we got poetry templates built for us. It's one of the reasons why large print is something we're working on developing, to make large print easier for authors. And even payment splitting came from people wanted it, so we built it for them. So Peter, help us help you.
Yes.
Yeah. And all of you guys, like, we try to put you in control, and you have the power to request these features that you want, and we are listening. Yeah. Next question, next myth. Oh, this is a good one, and relatively new, semi-newish now. Amazon KU and library enrollment. Here's one that might surprise people. books enrolled in Kindle Unlimited are now allowed by Amazon to be published in library services. Myth or fact?
Fact. We were so cautious about this one because nobody believed it. We would not answer that question until we saw Amazon's terms of service change. That's how cautious we were. We did not want to give out bad information. So I was getting email after email after email, and I just kept going back to Amazon's terms of service. When are they going to update it? When are they going to update it? I even saw an Amazon rep email saying, yeah, we do this now. But I still didn't see it in Amazon's terms of service change. So it wasn't until we saw it update in their terms of service that we believed, yes, you can have your books enrolled in KU and be on libraries now. Isn't that the most fantastic thing ever? Libraries were always slow to delist. It's just the nature of the library system. You're in a network of 80,000 library services out there. They were slow to delist. It was hard to come and go from KU. Now it's not. Now you don't have to sweat that. The main vendors can get a book down in 24, 48 hours, but libraries, it was sometimes 2 or 3 weeks. It didn't work with KU. It doesn't work with KU. Now you don't have to worry about it.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. I'm going to pop back over into the comments because there's another really good question here. This one's from Rosie Pillar. She asks, can we specify the date on which each of these books will be available? Can we arrange pre-orders?
Do you want me to show you where?
Absolutely, yes. Yes, pre-orders are a great way to leverage early sales, early eyes, early reviews. You can get reviews up on your pre-orders. You can get your links out there into your newsletters. Yes, absolutely. Everyone should be taking advantage of pre-orders. You set the release date. When you establish a book in the Drafted Digital system, you set the release date. Setting it in the future is how you establish a pre-order. So it goes out to the vendors, but buyers cannot, they can pre-order it, but they cannot download it and read it until the release date. In situations where you don't have the complete file, the interior file ready to go, upload nothing at all. It's called a no asset pre-order. Works great. You just need to make sure you have that completed file ready to go, loaded 10 days before your release date. And it'll launch it's seamless. It's a great way to get books set up, and you can already be marketing it way ahead of time while you're still writing and editing and you're still working with your cover designer, and all those steps can be playing out while you're marketing your book.
That's right. You can have virtual shelf space before your book's even released to the public and begin accumulating this pre-order sales. And just something I want to mention here is that we give presentations on the effectiveness of pre-orders. I've given, I think, at least 3 or 4 presentations just this year alone talking about the effectiveness of pre-orders. They're still one of the best book launch marketing tools that I've seen since going all the way back to 2013, but they're still highly underutilized. Like hardly anybody's using pre-orders. So we're like, do it, because we have the data to show that it works. And Mark, you're on the promotions team with Megan.
Yeah.
And when you guys see these pre-orders that are accumulating all of these orders prior to a release date, you guys can use that data, right? With the merchandising
exactly.
managers,
So
retailers.
for example, I know Megan and I are going to be meeting with Apple after this meeting as well to talk about one of the things we do is we say, hey, here are some pre-orders that have been generated from all the places that you may want to look at for featuring. But one of the other things we do is we've created catalogs to distribute to libraries and stuff like that to say, hey, here are books that are coming out in 3-4 months. And so having a pre-order up, it gives us the opportunity to help promote you and all the free promotional things that we do to help sell your books. And I want to just quickly share, just in case, because I'm getting into the whole sharing thing. I just want to say, this is a pre-order. I put up an assetless pre-order. I put this up early this year. I think in about February of this year. It's a book coming out in November. So I do have the cover was designed, but the book is not yet finished. You can see this warning. It's coming in 117 days, so I have to finish it. And what happens is when you go to, and I can also see some of the pre-orders I have with Kobo and Apple. There are benefits for Kobo and Apple, by the way. Pre-orders count like 2 times you get a 2 times bonus, so it's more visible to customers. But in your details screen on Draft to Digital, so you obviously see this warning that says, "Hey, Mark, it's releasing," and you can be a darn tootin'. The Draft to Digital will send emails reminding you every once in a while, "Hey, don't forget this book. You should have to load it because we want to send it to our partners 10 days in advance." So you'll get these emails, and you'll obviously see it in your dashboard. But this is where you upload your manuscript. But right here, the ebook release date. Right. So it's set to a future date for pre-orders. You have a little bit of text, and you can see that this book is coming out November of 2024. So,
Mark, what if I'm an author and I'm not as organized as you are, and I'm setting my pre-order release date out there, and I just, life happens, I break a hip, I can't finish my book.
I would be very, very, yeah. Well, you're not gonna. No one's gonna get in trouble. No one's gonna come and get you. But what you are gonna do is disappoint your customers, and that's the last thing you want to do as an author. You don't want to publish a book that hasn't been edited to the best of its ability, and all the wonderful stuff to give your readers exactly a beautiful book. And you really don't want to play with that, unless, I mean, life does happen. That sometimes happens. I've had to do it in the past, and boy, has it ever felt bad. So I would only take advantage of that if you're on track. For example, and I'm not ahead of the game, I am a procrastinator. So I'm not going to have this book actually probably ready to go until about a month before it comes out. But there are some authors who are very organized and have everything done in advance, and the book is already edited and done, but maybe they still want to make some changes. So they set an asset list pre-order up knowing they're good to go. I would just be very, very careful, because the last thing you want to do is disappoint your readers. And also the retailers may get an inclination of, oh, this Mark Leslie guy is not that reliable because he keeps pushing his you can change the pre-order date. You can, but it's a thing you want to avoid doing. You don't want to just perpetually keep pushing the pre-order date into the future and into the future.
That's just to kind of work in like some buffer time. Like,
yeah, I would give yourself buffer. So what you can do, I mean, if I have this book is supposed to come out at the end of November, if I get things done early and I really, really want to, I could release it earlier, and that's better.
And your readers are like, "Oh my God,
surprise!" Yeah. But Jim, could we just talk about something? Were you going to talk about, the question was about pre-orders, but what about pre-sales, which is a really cool thing that Smashwords allows for your special, awesome.
Go for it.
The people on your sort of street team, those who are just can't wait to get your book. They can't wait. They can't wait for everyone else.
So what's the difference between a pre-order and a pre-sale? Or do you want me to describe that?
Well, Tara's going to explain that one to us.
I am. Pre-sale is pre-orders, what we've just discussed. It goes out when you hit publish this book. The metadata, the link is built, the URL is built, and readers, buyers can see, they can pre-order, but they cannot download it and read.
They can't access that book yet.
They can't access that book. But a pre-sale, yes, they can. They get early access of the book. So a pre-sale is the kind of thing only for those that are ready to go.
But that pre-sale is only accessible at the Smashwords store. It's only transacted at the
Absolutely. That's the only place you can get it, is at the Smashwords store. So check there when you're chomping at the bit and you want this book. See if your authors put it out for a pre-sale. But there's no asset pre-sales, because the buyer is actually purchasing your book ahead of time. You've got to be locked and loaded and ready to go.
And that's great, because they can give you money for the book ahead of time, so they can have reviews ready when the book comes out. You could even leverage the coupon for Smashwords, right? So they can get access to it. So maybe you make it available. You tell your whole newsletter it's available for pre-sale, but then you give your street team of 50 people, you give them a special coupon to get it for 99 cents. Can I ask Rosie asked a follow-up question, Jim? Can I put that up?
Let me give one more point on pre-sales too, because it's a feature that we don't talk about very often when it comes to the Smashwords pre-sales, and that is at checkout. You, the author, have the ability to add discount incentives at checkout to encourage readers to leave their email address for you. So you can build your newsletter by using Smashwords pre-sales as well.
Yes.
the neat thing about that is when a reader purchases your book at Apple or Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever, that customer doesn't necessarily become your customer. They become the customer of that store because you don't have access to that customer information. But by using Smashwords pre-sales, you can incentivize the reader to sign up for your email newsletter, and you can provide them with any kind of discount you want, 50% off, 100% off, to encourage them to sign up for your email newsletter right there at checkout. Okay, go Mark.
No, that's a genius. Thank you for mentioning that, Jim. So this was just a follow-up question that Rosie asked, saying, whoops, my apologies. Yeah, no, that's right. The question is, can you do this for a re-release of a book that's been out for 3 years on Amazon and Goodreads, but not anywhere else? No, here's the thing, Rosie, and this is really, really important. Talked about this earlier. You want to be as professional as possible and deliver a professional product to your readers. A book that came out 3 years ago is not a new book. Now it's new to a new platform, but the release date is the release date from 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I know that some of our retailers are very concerned about lying to their customers by saying, oh, it's a new book that just came out September 2026. No, this book came out September 2023. So and I think, so Alyssa already answered this in the comments, but yeah, if it's a new edition, like you've made, and you can call it technically in the book industry, more than 10% of the book has changed, is a new edition, a second edition of the book, that can be a pre-order. You most often see this in nonfiction books like textbooks and things. You know, Jane Friedman, book I highly recommend for writers is The Business of Being a Writer. Second edition has come out, replacing the first edition. So that's one thing you can do, Rosie. But I would really strongly advise you not to do that because you're kind of lying to the retailers and you're lying to or you're making the retailers look unprofessional because they have the metadata is wrong. I used to manage metadata for a book company years ago. So I'm very, very anal and particular about it being accurate, if that makes sense.
Very good. Very good. I'm going to bring up another question here from the comments. And you guys, we love these questions and comments coming in from you. We love how active you are. This next question from Juan Pablo. Thank you for the question. We need the hardcover edition. When will it be available on D2D? Well, we don't have a specific date yet, but what we can tell you is that it is on the roadmap. The first thing we want to release to authors is large print. That is in beta right now. And then following the large print release, we can tell you that the next thing on the roadmap is hardcover. And we don't anticipate it's going to take like years to get hardcover after large print. But that is, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. That's kind of
right. You are right.
Okay.
And just like Mark mentioned earlier, write in, tell us what you want. That's where we came up with large print. Yes, you asked for hardcover. Yes, you asked for color. We offer black and white. You asked for color. But what you asked for the most was large print. What we heard from you the most common request, large print. And that's why that's being fast-tracked. It's not that we don't want to do all these other things. We do. We just have we have dev guys that are working round the clock, getting it done. But the more you write in and tell me, I want hardcover, I want whatever it is you want, the more I can post that into my shared channels with my team and go, this is what they're saying. This is what they need. Let's look at this next. Let's create a game plan so we can get this out there. But yes, large print was what you guys asked for regularly, and we are getting it done.
Perfect. Thanks, Tara. Another question from the comment section from Leda Bell VT. Appreciate this question too. The question is, are pre-orders available yet on Smashwords? And if not, are they coming? I can answer this one.
Please.
I can tell you that pre-orders at the Smashwords store are the #1 priority. It's what's coming next at the Smashwords store. Do I have a definitive date? Because it seems like we've been talking about pre-orders at the Smashwords store forever. So no, I don't have a definitive date, but I can tell you it's the next thing coming at the Smashwords store. Yes. So stay tuned. And you too, Layla Bell, if you want to write into customer support and request this feature, it helps kind of us push the powers that be. So
in
thank you for
case
that question.
for some reason getting print books on Smashwords becomes more important, then you're like, no, let's get pre-orders first, and then we'll do
Right.
print books, right? Because you help
Yes.
us with that.
Yes.
Rosie has asked some follow-up questions about the 10% of the book change and stuff like that. Rosie, here's a thought. Here's an idea. You know, this is the 3rd anniversary. When is the 3rd anniversary? Think about that. Maybe add additional content to the book that adds extra material, like the author's notes and sneak peeks and stuff like that. So the wide edition is a new edition. It's a different edition, a 2nd edition, a revised edition. So it is distinctly different. 10% or more of the book is different. That could be a strategy that you could use to make a big deal about this, if that makes sense. Now, that's not going to save you from the Kindle Unlimited monsters that'll come and smash down your front door and kneecap you. So it is still considered enough of the same book that it's not exclusive to Amazon anymore, because another edition of the same book is available. So you can't get away with that. You can't have both worlds. But that's something you could do. Like I've done special editions like that, for patrons and for stuff like that, where I add additional content that does make it distinctly different enough. And that could be something that you go with if you want to make a big splash. Hey, this is going to be everywhere now. I want to, and again, you could leverage that on Amazon too if you want to, right? Like it's the new 2nd edition, and we're celebrating an anniversary of the book.
Great advice, Mark. Let me hop back into the myth-busting questions. That's kind of hard to say. And then we'll go back into the comment section, because I think this one's pretty common question here for you, Tara. And that is immediate visibility on stores. So I've seen questions that sound something like this. Your book will be immediately visible on the store sites that you've selected when publishing through Draft Digital. True or false?
False. And Jim, I've literally had authors say, just push the button. Why are you not pushing the button?
Really?
If I had a button to push, you better believe I'd be pushing that button. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. We are a technology company that works with books. We are sending data through the interwebs and connecting to multiple other sites, tons of other sites. And the two systems have to talk to each other. And then all of the listings have to get built. Then it's got to be checked. You've got to get ISBNs assigned. You've got to get URLs built. There's a process. It's not immediate. It is fast, though. Many of these vendors, Smashwords being the main one, you're going to see your book up and live in a matter of hours, sometimes days. But then there's also slower vendors, library services that can take weeks. You also need to remember your book is one of millions being broadcast to these various sites. You're in a queue. We're sending, sometimes we get throttled. We're sending so much information that we get throttled. And they go, we want you to only send us 40,000 books an hour. We get throttled, and you're in this queue along with everyone else who is submitting this information. So be patient with us. If there was a button we could push, we would have pushed it 20 times by now. I promise you that much.
And I that reminds me of when I did work for Kobo, that would sometimes happen. So the world's largest publisher, Penguin Random House, would suddenly do a update to every single book in their catalog, which is huge, right? It's Penguin and Random House, the two biggest publishers. And even the stuff that was getting published internally at Kobo was caught in the same queue. Right. So it doesn't, it's like getting into traffic early. You're behind the traffic.
Exactly.
And that's one of the other benefits of pre-orders, by the way. If all the data is there already at 12:01 midnight, it's already in their system. They just have to switch it. It's not processing into their system, which is what happens with a new release or a price change.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm going to bring up the next question here from the audience. And maybe, Mark, this one is best attuned to you. It's from Sarah Welk-Bainham. This is a great question. And it's kind of like the $1 million question. She says, I want wide in April after being KU exclusive with 6 romance novels, and my first wide release launches next week. What are your best tips for launching and gaining long-term income traction wide?
That is a great question, Sarah. Thank you so much for asking it. Now, I am a fan of the group Wide for the Win, which is a group where authors are sharing with other people what they do to help publish and sell on Amazon. So that's a
Mark, you're
great
being humble.
resource.
Didn't you write the book on
I did write a
Wide
book
for the
on that
Win?
title, but you can go to wideforthewin.com and there's a community there, or there's also a link to the Facebook group as well. So you have different ways of accessing the information depending on if you want to be on social media or not. But one of the things I highly recommend is take advantage of our free books2read.com or some other universal book link where you can create universal book links. So you can have, so for example, I have, books2read.com/ a Canadian werewolf in New York. I can have a custom URL, and that has links to Amazon and Barnes & Noble and Kobo and Apple and all the various places that my book is available, and the different formats. So it's the ebook, I can have the print book, I can have the large print book, hardcover, however many editions exist. And it's also geo-targeted, so that makes it easier. So that just removes the resistance from people. So if I'm in Canada, if I click it, it'll take me to the Canadian version of the store. If Tara clicks it, it'll take her to the US version of the store. If somebody in the UK, you get the idea. That's one of the things you should do. The other thing is do take advantage of some of our promotional tools. And I'm going to pop this up, d2d.tip/d2d promo form. Do fill out the form. Tell us now. Well, I mean, once you've got a pre-order up for the book, or not pre-order if it's a Kindle Unlimited, but once the books are live, let Megan know. Fill out the form and tell us about this. Hey, this book has been, and say, hey, this was previously Kindle Unlimited, and now it's being made available wide. I've got this many reviews. This is, how it's done. Here's some themes. Anything that Megan can use when she's talking to Barnes & Noble and Apple and Overdrive and Bookshop and all of our partners, she can share some of those insights that could potentially help us help you, and potentially invite you to promos from the various retailers when they come up. So those are the top tips that come to mind.
Perfect. Thanks, Mark. And speaking of universal book links, that reminds me of a couple of other myth-busting questions here. How about this one, Tara? You need to create a universal book link for every book you publish through Draft to Digital. Is that a myth or a fact?
That's a myth. You need a universal book link, yes, but you don't have to do anything.
It's not.
We're going to do it all for you.
Gotcha.
Every book you publish, as soon as we get one of those stores to flip to live, we will generate the UBL for you. It happens automatically. All you have to do is watch your dashboard. It'll be a green link right underneath your book cover image, and it'll be the UBL. And it'll pop up there early. You'll see that early. Smashwords is our fastest site to get books live. So it's typically once we have a link to Smashwords that we can build the URL out. Happens automatically. You don't have to do a thing. And then you can start promoting that link. The other stores will slowly populate in, but the URL for that link will not change. So as soon as you have it, you can start marketing. And just know, you look at it and maybe within the first hour, the only store being shown is Smashwords. Just know that it's coming, it's building. Next, you'll see Apple, then Kobo, then Barnes & Noble. As our bots are crawling the sites and looking to see, is it here? Is it there? Is it here? Is it there? And as soon as we see it, we connect the two, the UBL to Apple, to Kobo, to Barnes & Noble, to Viblio, Tolino. We start to add that in there, but your URL is good to go. So you're not having to worry about things like updating in a newsletter. Oh, I just saw Amazon come on. Now I need to go update my UBL. No, you don't have to make any changes. Once it's built, and we'll just populate everything in there for you.
Can I add a caveat to that, Tara?
Of course.
Because I saw Beth commented, I didn't know it did that automatically. It does do it automatically for the major stores that, we distribute to, for your ebook, for your audiobook, for your print editions. You have control. And one of the reasons we don't automatically do it is because in the print book, for example, there are stores that have used books, and we don't want to drive people to a used book. We want you to control going to the right edition of the print book.
Absolutely.
So you can go in and pick, Amazon and Barnes Noble and Bookshop and all the various places that have print book links, and copy your print book link in, and that way you can control the print book. So we only do that automatically for your ebooks. If that just so
and I see people in the chat saying, I didn't know you did that automatically. I always made my own. That's why I wanted to bring that up. That's why it's important that you know that you're replicating work. There's no need. Once we build out that URL, it's built and you can customize. So you can then, you may be doing it yourself because you want a custom name, not just a random set of letters and numbers. We build it out. You can then just click into your books to read account and you can customize that name.
And the link will be the same.
The link does not change. The link does not change. You can start marketing immediately.
Yep.
Cool.
So that if you change it, so if I change the name to a URL that's my book title, that ugly link is still driving it in the back end. So if you shared that, it's still going to work. So that's an important thing to remember.
Okay, thanks for clarifying that. Quick question here from Guillaume. This is a good question, Guillaume. He asks, where he says, my French spy novels fiction are in a series. There will be 11 in total. I'm on number 4. How will readers know that they are part of a series?
I can kind of tell you what happens on the vendor side, but Mark may be the one to tell you how you leverage this, because that's his area. On the vendor side, I can't get the vendors to list all 11 until all 11 exist. Meaning, you give me the first 4 and they're going to build a series webpage for those 4. But I can't tell them, unless you do a pre-order, I can't tell them there's all these others coming, because they don't want to falsely advertise. So unless you do a pre-order, they're only going to list the live books on your series pages. As far as how pre-orders are the best way. Obviously, set up the pre-order and I can get them to build out series web pages that includes all 11. But that's on the vendor side. Mark may have some suggestions as far as as an author, what you do.
Well, I'm going to share my screen again because I think this is a great way of showing you. So here's this book that's book 9 in a series. This is really, really important. This metadata that I've entered, right? Like I can view the metadata page here just so you can kind of see. This is a really handy thing people could use, where you could actually copy this if you want to, publish it on other sites and stuff like that. It has all the data here, but you can see the series name has to be consistent. Canadian Werewolf, not a Canadian Werewolf or the Canadian Werewolf or Canadian Wolf, and then the number that you would enter in. That's a really important thing, because if that metadata is 100% consistent, that gets sent by us to the retailers, to the library systems, and then they have the proper data to display your active or live books in the series. So books 1 through 4 in your case, Guillaume, would be showing as in the series. But just make sure that that metadata is 100% the same. You can't have a Canadian Werewolf and the Canadian Werewolf. They will not link. So that's very, very important. And I know it's a simple thing. It seems like it's a simple thing, but this is a dumb computer. It doesn't know any better. You know better. So make sure you double check your metadata.
And the retailers will list those series numbers in order correctly?
Yes. Yes,
usually they do. Yeah, well, sometimes they list them in the order of how well they sell, but the customer can change publication date and stuff like that.
And they always show volume numbers, so you can tell the order. Your readers won't be struggling to figure out the order to read them in.
Exactly. Okay, perfect. That's what I was getting at. Quick question here from Beth. As a follow-up, can we change the metadata after publication?
Absolutely, you can. You can fix, you can toggle, you can all of it. And in ebook or print, always free. Perfect. Sometimes it costs money to make a print update, not when it's the metadata. Always free to make changes to the metadata. And we will rebroadcast that and get that updated on the store sites.
Nice. Okay, we only have like a minute left. How about some rapid fire myth busting questions? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Payment splitting with collaborators. D2D can split payments automatically for you and any collaborators, even across countries and different tax rules. Myth or fact?
True.
All right, next question. We're going to do this quick. Delisting after a cover update. I need to delist my project and start over now that my cover has been updated. Myth or fact?
False.
Oh,
Myth. You do not need to delist for a cover update.
okay. Moving on. Removing negative reviews. I got a negative review on my book. D2D can remove it. True or false?
False. Unless it's the Smashwords store.
Okay.
And even then, we're not going to if it's accurate. It needs to be a inaccurate review for us to do anything about it. But other sites, absolutely false. We have no control over that.
Cool. Okay, moving right along. Copying reviews across store sites. I got a 5-star review on one store, so D2D can copy it onto my other vendor listings. Myth or
false? Fact? False. Myth. We can't do that.
That would be nice, though.
That would be.
Okay, next. Let's see. This got like a bonus non-publishing question. This is kind of just for fun. You can catch more flies with honey than vinegar.
True.
Give us an example, Tara. What's going on out there?
We have an amazing group of authors. They are wonderful.
Yep.
But we all get impatient sometime, push the button, why are you not pushing the button? Be patient with us. We're humans. That's important that everyone out there know we are humans. We're not an AI company. AI is not doing this job. It is all humans. Mm-hmm. We're doing the best we can. We're going as fast as we can. I see some of these customer support reps that were on and working at 10 p.m. last night. We're doing everything we can for you.
Absolutely. Let's see. We've got time for just one more question here from Peter Brickwood. This is a good question, Peter. He asked, did I understand that if I refresh the metadata in my books and click the stores I want, then changes to be posted, then D2D will transmit it to all those sites?
Yes, sir. You are absolutely right. You want to go all the way through that final step in publishing. The book is already live, so you won't see publish my book. What you will see is apply changes. Make it all the way to that step, click apply changes, and we will rebroadcast that metadata feed, whether it's your price, your series, typo that you corrected in the title field, whatever it is, we're going to rebroadcast that out to every vendor that you have this book published to at Drafted Digital.
Perfect. Beautiful. Thanks for that last question there, Peter. We did it. We're already at time. It went by in a flash, as it always does.
Did it? That was so quick.
Yeah. So Tara, Mark, you guys, thanks so much. I know you're both just slammed day in and day out, but I really appreciate you guys coming in and sharing your expertise with me, of course, because I'm always learning, and with our audience as well. So thank you both. And to our audience, we so appreciate you authors coming in and watching the show and listening to the show week in and week out and downloading the podcast. It means so very much to us. So thank you to our regulars. I've seen some new names join this week. So if you're new to the show and to Drafted Digital, welcome. We hope that you learned something during this episode. We appreciate you too. We hope that you come back and join us week in and week out. If you feel like you learned something this show during this episode, if you can do us a favor and share this episode with your friends and share it, like it, comment it, and subscribe to the show. We really appreciate that. It helps us attract more experts from across the industry to help you learn even more. And did you know that you can find out what the next episode is going to be and who our next guest is going to be by bookmarking d2dlive.com. Don't be surprised if you don't see next week's episode posted yet, because we're working on that right now. I will get to it. And then finally, if you are just investigating the self-publishing waters, perhaps for the very first time, why not go to drafteddigital.com and sign up for an account? Play with the tools, get used to it, and we would love to have you. So once again, thank you, Tara. Thank you, Mark. And thank you, authors, for joining us. We hope to see you here again, same time, same place next week. Take care, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Ebooks are great, but there's nothing quite like holding your own print book in your hand. It's a beautiful celebration of your writing accomplishment. That's why we've created D2D Print, a convenient and easy print-on-demand service built to make it easy for you. We've got more than 20 beautiful templates to give your book a pro look, and we can even convert your book cover into a machine-perfect full wraparound cover for print. Yet another convenient option for you and your books. And you can get started right now at draftdigital.com.